This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Welcome to The Gist. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. It's Saturday, June 20th. We're here to cut through the noise, give you the insights you need, and get you on with your day.
Today, we're looking at why the biggest news in energy isn't about regulation, it's about hardware. Plus, why the United Kingdom's next leader is being auditioned by bond traders, not voters.
Let's jump in. The Gist View. The industrial pivot.
Let's start with the UN's COP31 climate talks in Bonn. Turkey and Australia are hosting, and they've dropped a massive new target, 35 by 35.
That means aiming for electricity to provide 35% of global energy by 2035. Right now, we're at 20%.
Here is the power analysis part. For years, these summits were about punitive cuts. Countries argued over who should emit less. It was a gridlock of moral debates.
This time, the script has flipped. They aren't talking about shutting things down. They're talking about building things up. It's an infrastructure boom.
Exactly. Developing nations love this. Why? Because they get to build grids and power plants. It's an economic stimulus, not an energy tax.
Think of it like this. Instead of telling a business to stop using this fuel, they're saying, here is a cheaper way to power your factory. It bypasses the old political vetoes because it solves for capital efficiency, not just emissions.
Follow the money. When decarbonisation is framed as an engineering project, the incentives align for investment. When it's framed as a moral mandate, it just causes arguments. The global overview.
Staying with energy and politics, let's look at the United Kingdom. The markets are currently playing the role of the ultimate veto.
It's a fascinating, if bleak, dynamic. Everyone is speculating on who will be the next Chancellor, Ed Miliband, Shabana Mahmood, or Yvette Cooper. But this isn't an internal Labour Party soap opera.
It's a high-stakes audition. The bond market, which is essentially the group of people lending the United Kingdom money, is watching closely. They are pricing in the risk of political gridlock.
And that's the reality for modern leadership. You aren't just negotiating with your base, you are negotiating with the creditors holding your balance sheet.
And it's not just bonds. Look at London's equity markets. Retail investors keep pouring money into low-quality, rubbish stocks. It's eroding value on both fronts.
It's a reminder that systemic risk is persistent. You see it in the US and Qatar working to release frozen Iranian funds. Diplomacy moves, but the underlying energy risks and the costs of structural vulnerabilities, they stay exactly where they were. The European perspective.
Moving to Europe, we're seeing a similar pragmatic shift, especially regarding migration.
19 member states, led by Rome and Copenhagen, are pushing the European Commission to fund extra-European return platforms.
They want to process migrants in third countries. It's about operational efficiency.
It's another example of outsourcing to lower domestic administrative costs. States are trying to shift the liability of migration management away from their own stretched legal and physical infrastructure.
And while the policymakers debate, the technologists are doing their own thing. We're seeing artificial intelligence workflows being used to bypass the legendary European Union regulatory gridlock.
If you have a complex compliance department in Brussels, artificial intelligence is currently being deployed to automate the middle layer of bureaucracy that usually slows things down.
Innovation doesn't wait for legislation. Capital and tech are prioritising access over sovereignty. If a rule is in the way, they aren't waiting for a reform. They're using code to route around it.
Lastly, it's been a decade since the Brexit vote. We're looking back at the boats, bankers and borders era. The political noise has faded, but the economic math is still being tallied.
It's not about the political slogans anymore. It's about trade barriers and stagnant productivity. The United Kingdom is essentially in a long, slow reset of its economic potential. Signing off?
So what's the temperature today?
It's a pragmatic chill.
Exactly. Across the board, we see a shift from ideological posturing to hard-nosed engineering and market survival. Whether it's energy, migration, or governance, the systems are finding workarounds to bypass the gridlock.
Innovation is moving, markets are disciplining, and the old ways of doing politics are getting bypassed by the math.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back with your edge in a shifting world.
The Gist remains independent and reader-supported. If you value this perspective, consider supporting our mission. Catch you next time.
The Gist, News Digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.